Good afternoon. Welcome. Will everybody please take your seats? Before we start with the formal part of our commencement ceremony, we kindly request that you please silence your cell phones. Please, to the extent possible, stay in your seats, and we would appreciate it if you keep the aisles clear. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, members of the faculty and staff, family and friends, and members of the class of 2025, welcome to the MBA for Executives commencement ceremony for the Haas School of Business. My name is Jenny Chapman. I'm the interim dean here at the Haas School of Business. It is my great pleasure and honor to officiate today's ceremony. To our graduates, congratulations. We know that your academic journey was not easy while balancing work, family, and school, yet here you are, you succeeded. You've earned your Master in Business Administration from the #1 public university in the world. We are so proud of you. You learned that in your class. I see. Thank you. We're so proud of you, as are your parents, friends, mentors, loved ones, children, everyone who supported you along the way. Let's give a big round of applause for all of those folks. So, while you all worked extremely hard to reach this day, I'm told you also managed to play hard as well. You closed out term 3 with a field day on Memorial Glade, including a hanging donut contest, a water balloon toss, and a tug of war. During lead comm, you sang "Lean on Me," and Anil led the cohort in a Bollywood dance. During your DC immersion, Rushi invited everyone to close their eyes, an inside joke that you need to tell me about, but apparently it's going to live on forever. And while Dennis and Tom, Lucas and Brian, Vinay and Raul won Best Bromance, we all know that the title really goes to Rami, Rushi, and Randy. Is that right? Am I right? Okay. So here we are, graduation day. As a double bear myself, I know exactly what it's like to be in your shoes. You're thrilled to be done with all of the studying. If I asked you to participate in one more group presentation, you would bolt for the door. You're excited to apply everything that you've learned at Haas to accelerate your career, yet you may feel a little bit nervous for life after Berkeley Haas. Let me assure you, you will find success. We've seen you in action. And even though we are proud Cal Bears, we couldn't be more bullish on your future. That's a dad joke, okay? My husband helped me with that. Maybe it doesn't work, I don't know. But seriously, here's why. Before I was in the dean's office, I taught in the MBA program every year for like a decade. Candidly, am I allowed to say this? It was my favorite program. And I miss you all. And so I can say with great confidence that what I know about you is your grit. Those who know me know I'm a lifelong runner. I started running cross country as a college student and continued kind of atypically in my PhD years. One marathon is seared into my memory. I was competing against some big rivals. I knew I was too much in my head. What if I can't keep up? What if I don't place in the top 3? What if I let everyone down? What if all that training and fuss was for nothing? Unfortunately, the pressure got to me, and I started walking at mile 25. I had never walked in a training run. It was disorienting and unnerving. Suddenly, my coach appears, and expecting that he was going to scold me, instead he gave me one of my mantras for life: run your race. He told me not to worry about my competitors, don't worry about placing or even winning. All that I can do, all that I should try to do, is run my race. I went on to finish okay, not 3rd, but 5th, not terrible. And since then, I've leaned into those words to take on every challenge in my life. When I was finishing my PhD and applying for professorships in a tough job market, I ran my race. I let my work speak for itself and was rewarded with top offers. When I sought leadership roles at Berkeley and Haas, I ran my race, letting my love for this university and my work ethic speak for themselves. I share this story because you all inspire us to run our race. You have immense obligations, family, full-time work. Your lives were overflowing before you even set foot into this program. Enrolling in this program was not a straightforward path for each of you, I'm sure of that, and yet you took the immense step to invest in the next phase of your life. And I'm guessing that part of what got you through was that you ran your race. So I play that back to you, giving you the same advice that my coach gave me. In the age of social media, where it's so easy to compare yourself to your peers and even people you don't know, I encourage you to run your race. One of the Haas School's proudest achievements to date has been codifying our 4 defining leadership principles. Our students here can recite them in their sleep. Say it with me: question the status quo, confidence without attitude, students always. Nice. Thank you. These distinctive values anchor and guide us in everything that we do. Our DLPs, defining leadership principles, are making such a profound impact beyond Haas that I believe even Generation Alpha is going to know them by heart. I'm not kidding. Haas alumni have written to me telling me that they've named their companies after the defining leadership principles, CWA Incorporated. I recently ate dinner at a random restaurant in the Greater Bay Area, and we got this kitchen tour, and the DLPs were posted in the kitchen. Wow. And in my travels around the world this year representing the school, at least 3 of our alums in different parts of the world told me that they're raising their children according to the DLPs. Berkeley Haas has prepared you to be ethical and agile business leaders who are going to address the biggest challenges of our time. Without a shred of doubt, we know that you will succeed. You have the backing of more than 45,000 Haas alumni and over 500,000 Berkeley alumni rooting for you. Remember to give back when you can. Make it possible for the next generation of students to transform their lives, just as Haas has transformed yours. And whenever life brings you to a crossroad, look to our defining leadership principles for guidance. Our shared values will continue to anchor and direct you to make tough decisions. And finally, as Oscar Wilde tells us, be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Thank you. Congratulations. I wish each of you the very brightest future and a ton of joy ahead. So now it's my distinct honor and privilege to introduce our MBA commencement speaker, someone who exemplifies leadership, wisdom, and authenticity. The MBA 25 cohort has described Scott Douglas Jones as their moral compass, a trusted advocate, and a cherished friend. Throughout the program, Scott has been a source of inspiration for his classmates, embodying the values of integrity, collaboration, and lifelong learning. Scott is widely recognized as a compelling and powerfully motivational speaker, one who inspires reflection and action through his thoughtful and articulate delivery. His insights consistently bridge theory with real-world application, offering profound perspectives that resonate deeply with everyone fortunate enough to hear him. As a two-star admiral with decades of experience navigating complex and challenging situations, Scott draws from a wealth of leadership wisdom to guide and inspire. His ability to distill complex ideas into clear, impactful lessons has been invaluable to our cohort, encouraging them to pause, reflect, and grow both as individuals and as future leaders. The respect and admiration Scott has earned from his peers speaks volumes about his ability to connect with others authentically and meaningfully. Today, Scott represents the class of 2025, his classmates, with authenticity and grace, capturing the essence of their collective journey in the MBA program. I'm confident that his remarks will captivate and inspire us all as we reflect on what brought us here and what lies ahead for you all as graduates of this extraordinary program. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our esteemed speaker, Admiral Scott Douglas Jones.
Good afternoon. Congratulations to the Haas MBA class of 2025, of which I'm a proud member. I know what you're thinking. The only thing standing between you and hearing our valedictorian, Stephanie Weinstein, and our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Malini Singh, deliver an inspiring commencement address and then accepting your hard-earned MBA diploma is me. And you're also thinking, I've heard Scott drone on before, how long is this gonna take? I hearken back to a cold November day in 1863 when Abraham Lincoln stood up in Gettysburg and spoke for less than 2 minutes. 271 words so powerful they've been memorized by generations and etched in granite in our nation's capital. History offers a different example. Julius Caesar once gave a speech that lasted well over 2 hours. He was summarily hauled from the stage and immediately stabbed to death by 3 of his friends. So yes, I am mindful of the penalties of a long speech. This afternoon, I'd like to do 3 things. Offer heartfelt thank yous, highlight memorable moments from our 22 months together, and share a story and a challenge for us all as we move forward. First, thank you to my classmates for bestowing upon me the great honor of being your student speaker. I'm humbled and profoundly grateful. Before I go any further, I want to acknowledge the Chochenyu speaking Ohlone people on whose ancestral lands we gather today. May we carry forward their legacy by walking thoughtfully with gratitude and purpose. Thank you to Dean Chapman, our dear, dear program office, our faculty, and the magical admissions team who chose over 70 unique individuals that comprise our class. Choices that forever changed each of our lives forever. Thank you to our families, to our partners, to our employers, and to our communities who supported us throughout this journey. Time is funny. It feels like we were nervously introducing ourselves at Indoc just last week, but also like 10 years ago. That's what happens when you compress countless projects, hundreds of Slack threads, interminable immersion bus rides, lectures, dinners, and drinks into under just 2 years. This morning I ran the same trail I've run these past 2 years. There's something timeless about this breathtaking and wonderful campus. as it was mentioned, the #1 public university in the entire world. The way the morning fog clings the redwoods, the way Sather Tower rises as a sentinel for wisdom, I thought about each and every one of you and how much I've learned from you. And I pray that we stay as close as friends, collaborators, and alums as we march back out into the world, fortified by our time together. We've learned so much. Professor Reed Walker taught us that statistics are noisy, but with study, we can find the signal in that noise. Professor Sven Feldman taught us to aim higher, always, once sharing that depreciation is a figment of an accountant's imagination and irrelevant in making a financial decision. To this, our esteemed accounting professor, Sunil Duda, replied in his kind and gentle way, quoting the dude from The Big Lebowski, "Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man." Professor Don Hanna taught us that macroeconomics uses numbers to explain the world. According to Matteo Begetan, one of our favorite professors, everything important in life comes with uncertainty, and finance is ultimately about managing risk. Rajiv Ball taught us to temper our empathy, train our compassion, and build trust-based relationships. Professor Stephen Huff taught us the marketing cheer as we stood together shouting, stand for something different, stand for something different that's important, and that's it. On the other hand, Professor Greg LeBlanc, you can't have a horror film without a clown, and you can't have any MBA class without some numbers. That narrowly beat another gem of his when he was giving us a game theory lecture. Not many hunters at Berkeley. Why? Because tofu doesn't move. We learned that behind every equation is a philosophy, and behind every trade-off a value. And if you dig deep enough, you'll find the truth. Professors Beckman, Zombach, and Rao taught us that innovation requires a choice. You can run fast and break things, or you can run fast and build things. That choice applies to startups, politics, community, and life. Professor Homa Barami gave us a language for today's world, VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. We came to business school to learn to thrive in such a world. Professor Chris Balderson taught us the power of strategic serendipity, the power to convene, to bring people forward together, the politics of abundance over scarcity, and the power of sharing over hoarding. For those fortunate enough to take Professor Harris Sondak's executive leadership class, one of his guests captured what we're here to learn. The purpose of business is to find profitable solutions to the problems of people and planet, not to profit by creating problems for people and our planet. Lastly, Professor Maura O'Neill offered sage advice. Be an advocate for your angels. Though this was provided in the context of new venture finance, it strikes me as a fitting life rule. Before I close, I want to share a story that continues to inspire me. It's about Bono, lead singer of a modest little Irish band from Dublin called U2. During the production of the Joshua Tree album in 1986, Bono was encouraged by his producers to sing at the very top of his range for the entire 46-minute album. It was uncomfortable, fearful, and vulnerable, but the raw emotive sound that they captured changed everything. The Joshua Tree album sold over 25 million copies, won 2 Grammy Awards, and catapulted U2 into rock legend status. But Bono didn't stop there. He took that success and co-founded DATA, Debt, AIDS, Trade, Africa, and the One Campaign, mobilizing millions to fight extreme poverty and preventable disease, particularly in Africa. His advocacy contributed to canceling over $100 billion in debt, supported the Global Fund to fight AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria, and saved millions of lives through expanded access to HIV medications. Why? Because he was willing to be vulnerable. He was willing to take a risk. He was willing to sing at the very top of his range. They say that the old sleep with their conscience and the young sleep with their dreams. But maybe, just maybe for those of us mid-career, there's the luxury and the responsibility of doing both. We've lived long enough to know the stakes and still hold dreams big enough to change the world. Rebecca Henderson wrote in one of our assigned readings, "The challenging the status quo is difficult, often cold, and frequently lonely." We should not be surprised that the same forces who denied climate change now whisper that nothing can be done. But that's what powerful incumbents always say. But we know better. In just a few minutes, we will be graduates from one of the finest business schools on this planet. Business may not be single-handedly rescue the world on fire, but MBAs from Haas, guided by our defining leadership principles, might be the compass in the chaos this world needs. I believe it's only possible if we go beyond ourselves, if we lead with confidence without attitude, if we remain students always, and as Bono's example showed us, if we sing at the very top of our range. I am enormously proud and deeply honored to be counted among this remarkable cohort. I only have 3 things left to say. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Go Bears!
That was wonderful, Scott. Thank you so much. Now it's my honor to present our commencement speaker, Malini Singh. Malini is a person of uncommon distinction who's also a great citizen of the Haas School and importantly was one of my standout students. Malini is the Vice Chief of Emergency Services at Zuckerberg San Francisco General Hospital and a professor of emergency medicine at UCSF School of Medicine. She teaches and works clinically as an emergency physician in a major trauma center with a focus on operations, flow, and process improvement. In addition to her MD and MBA from our EMBA program, Malini holds an MPH from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. We don't hold that against her. It's okay. Still good. Malini credits her Berkeley Haas business education for giving her the tools to become a stronger leader, enabling her to have a greater impact in her role by improving patient care, public education, and community outreach. Malini has received a number of awards, including an Exceptional Physician Award in 2023 from UCSF. She also received the Heroes and Hearts Award from the Zuckerberg San Francisco General Foundation in 2022 for her work connecting with patients and combating medical misinformation. During the pandemic, Malini established the We Are You public education campaign that addressed COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the most vulnerable communities. Please help me in welcoming Malini Singh.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for having me. I just wanted to say thank you, Jean Chapman, for those wonderful, gracious words. And I wanted to start with giving some thanks to some very, very special groups of people that make days like today happen. First and foremost, to the family and friends of our graduates, your love and support is what get us motivated to run this race to the finish line and beyond. To the program office, your tireless and seemingly endless work behind the scenes is what gave us as students the opportunities to learn and grow. And to our esteemed professors whose teachings guidance and mentorship, gave us the tools and inspiration to be more. Let's give them all a big round of thanks. And now for the reason that we are all here today, to celebrate our Haas MBA class of 2025. I know we'll be clapping a lot today, so let's just give them one more clap, shall we? Let's do this. So I heard that you're a little bit of a close-knit class. From some outside sources, maybe even one of the closest. I heard from my inside sources, who we'll just name Kim, Kirsten, Scott, that hands down, without a doubt, that one of the things that they will take away from the Haas experience that they will treasure the most is sharing it with all of you. I heard words like support network, collegiality, and collaboration as words that describe each of you and the work that you've all done together. Now, I get it. I was an MBA grad. After spending almost 2 years sharing classrooms and teachings, sharing the same hotel, travels, snacks, at some point, you're just bound to be close. But you all took it to a whole different level. Starting with Kim's monthly newsletters, which I have to applaud, have been so wonderfully, not only full of logistics, but a lot of fun facts that are celebratory and about wellness, which I thought was just fantastic. And then there's Edward's Ashby Room podcast. Where's Edward? Hand up, please. Oh, there he is, Edward. What a great collection of dialogues with a lot of your colleagues that really goes deep into the career and life journeys that just connected with me. I thought that was beautiful. Thank you. And then the always fun and exciting Ola Chrissy vlog, which really is a video diary of your Haas experience. And I think that it was just so interesting and exciting to see you talking about the food, the culture, your classmates, and the experience. So thank you for sharing that with us. And then I heard there's a cohort song playlist. And for those of you who don't know what this is, each of the students picked a song that they would play during their baseball walk-up song. And I looked at the list. I'm old. Definitely. But I would say there are many, many more things that Scott mentioned and Dean Chapman mentioned that you all have done to stay connected. But as a prior MBA grad, looking at all that you've done, you've really epitomized what the student experience at Haas aspires to be. You did it. And you also raised the bar for all the classes that are going to follow you to do more for and with each other. So I want to thank you all for raising that bar, for really establishing what the Haas spirit is of being a student here, and making it harder for every class that comes after you. So, thank you. I want to talk today about honoring the new you. You started this journey after you made a decision to invest in yourself. And after a lot of introspection, retrospection, researching, talking to a lot of people, whatever method is your choice, you chose Haas. And whether it's because it's a world-class institution or because you just aligned with the 4 defining leadership principles, or you just knew in your heart that Haas is more than just a business school. It's a culture. Whatever the reason, now that you're a Haas grad, how will you honor the new you? A little bit about myself. I was born in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I know there's 5 of you in this cohort, and then times 3 whoever's in the audience. For the 99.99% of you who don't know where Winnipeg is, it's literally listed as one of the top coldest cities in the world. You don't need to visit. My family and I moved to the United States when I was an early teenager. and I knew very quickly this country would help pave my path. I chose a career in medicine, specialized in emergency medicine, because I wanted to help people during their moment of greatest need. As I went through the levels of leadership in my department, I learned that there was a lot of growth, development, and so much untapped potential in me, and that's what brought me to the doors of Haas. Like I imagine so many of our graduates sitting here today felt as well. Now, I'd like to share 3 stories that happened for me since graduation that have taught me some valuable lessons. My first story is about teams. My class graduated in January 25th, 2020. Shelter-in-place orders went into effect in the Bay Area on March 16th, just less than 2 months after graduation. And so while everybody went home, we went to work. And this was a time that was very, very fearful, full of uncertainty for all of us. But it was even more pronounced because we had our PPE and COVID testing supply chain issues. But we knew we had a mission. We had a mission to take care of our community of patients while also protecting ourselves and the families that we were going home to. This was also a great time for innovation and leadership. Innovation that included, for the first time, a digital platform for us as providers to access clinical protocols and information anytime, anywhere in the emergency department. We never had this before. And it was so appropriate during a time when literally the CDC was sending out updates, literally almost on a daily basis. Leadership, especially among our public health faculty, who taught us how to use our PPE safely and taught us how to use isolation and testing strategies. What I learned during this time is that teams have to show a rowing of everybody moving in the same direction under an overarching mission that you feel deeply, deeply about, and all of that just brings out the best in people. We had a great team. A team that helped keep our COVID death rates in San Francisco one of the lowest among all the major cities in the US. My next story is about leadership. I work in a large public hospital that is also the delivery of the highest trauma level of care for all of San Francisco. We are also the center of excellence for strokes and heart attacks. So with all that on its plate, the hospital is full, often overfull. And what happens is when the hospital is overfull, it overflows into the emergency department. What happens is that these patients are waiting in our department for beds to go upstairs into, and they end up in our ED for days. We call them patient boarders. What happens when we have patient boarders in our department is that we can't see our patients in the waiting room. And because of the impact this has on patient care, we took this to our hospital colleagues and leadership to learn what are the hospital flow challenges to getting patients through. Invariably, in our discussions to learn more, we became part of the solution. One of the solutions included a process that included getting the right patients to the right place. Processes like this and many, many others help to reduce dramatically the number of boarding patients in our department that enabled us to see more of our patients from the waiting room and keep our doors open to the community we serve. What I learned during this time is that leadership, impactful, effective leadership, is less about action and more about listening to learn. My next and final story is about life. I lost my baby brother 6 months ago. His name was Kabir. He chose a career in stand-up comedy that he loved deeply and passionately. This was made even more clear at his funeral when we learned from his close colleagues how they all felt the same way about him. During a eulogy, one of his close friends asked the audience, raise your hand if Kabir gave you your first chance on stage. As you raised his, the room raised theirs. Every raised hand was an example of somebody that was given a first chance. So what I learned is that all of us, and especially as a Haas grad, you're going to carry positions of influence in your lives, in your careers. Use that position to give somebody some time. Use it to give somebody your advice. And use it to give somebody their first chance. It could change their life dramatically and maybe even yours. So I'll end with this. Your Haas MBA is more than the stepping stool onto that next rung of leadership or through that next door of opportunity. It's a badge of honor. Honor the you that knows what makes teams great. Honor the you that leads with listening. And honor the you that lives with giving. To our graduates, congratulations again on meeting this tremendous, tremendous milestone, and welcome to your next chapter. We all look forward to all the wonderful things that you will be and do. It was an honor. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Melanie. You are a quintessential Haas leader. Now, I would like to introduce the executive director of the Haas Executive MBA program, Elizabeth Stanners. She's going to come up and present the Earl Chait Award for Teaching Excellence.
I am so pleased to announce that the class of 2025 has selected Professor Matteo Benetton as this year's Faculty Chait Award winner. Although Professor Benetton is unfortunately unable to join us today in person, I wanted to take a moment to share the incredible feedback your entire cohort provided about him and why he is so deserving of this recognition. Professor Benetton, who taught you all financial accounting during your first term, stood out for his exceptional patience and unwavering dedication, ensuring that every student in the class stayed engaged and kept pace with his teaching. Beyond the classroom, he consistently went above and beyond, dedicating extra time during off-site sessions to support students whenever they needed additional help. A true testament to his deep commitment to the success of his students. You all stated that his lectures were masterfully crafted, structured both individually and as a cohesive series, and delivered with a perfect blend of humor and humility. His teaching style, you all stated, was highly engaging and deliberately focused on guiding the entire class toward a deeper understanding, fostering a natural and responsive learning environment in which every student felt supported and empowered. The class of 2025 holds Professor Matteo Benetton in the highest regard as an educator who exemplifies excellence in teaching and mentorship. Though he's not with us today, we are deeply grateful for his outstanding contributions. It is an honor to recognize him and celebrate the positive impact he has made on your cohort. Maura, it is with tremendous pride and joy that we present the inaugural Inclusive Faculty Award to you, a truly exceptional Berkeley Haas faculty member chosen by the MBA class of 2025. This award honors a faculty member who not only exemplifies effective teaching, but also fosters a classroom environment that is inclusive, empowering, and transformative for all students. You, the cohort, expressed with heartfelt admiration that you consistently went above and beyond in countless ways. You were the only faculty member who extended a warm invitation to your home, creating a personal connection that truly resonated with the students. You are an inspiration to us all and the driving force behind the impactful Decades Project. You're an incredibly talented educator and person, remarkably accessible, making learning engaging and fun, and offering unwavering support to your students in every possible way. You embody the very best of the defining leadership principles that make Haas extraordinary: confidence without attitude, lifelong learning, and a commitment to building a diverse and collaborative community. On behalf of the MBA class of 2025, it is my honor to celebrate you and your unmatched contributions to our school. Maura O'Neill, congratulations. You are truly deserving of this recognition.
Well, at a time when the world is struggling to hear and understand people who are different from us, I can't tell you how much this honor means to me. We all have a special responsibility to have those around us seen, heard, and valued, including our lovely children. Each and every one of you is unique. Our community and the world need your special talents and determination more than ever. It is the only way, I believe this, the only way we will solve the toughest problems before us. I, for one, am incredibly excited to see that idea or that journey of yours blossom as you exit here. I have borne witness to your brilliance, but more importantly, your grace and courage, of which we need in abundance these days with our families, our workplaces, and in our legislative halls. In closing, I urge you to never stop believing in yourself and your ability to do amazing things, because that is what I know about you for sure. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I cherish this honor.
Lokesh Mandava, it is an absolute honor and joy to announce that the MBA students have selected you as this year's recipient of the prestigious Chait Award for Excellence in Teaching as a Graduate Student Instructor, or GSI. This incredible recognition highlights your unwavering dedication to the teaching mission of Berkeley Haas and your remarkable ability to consistently inspire and engage our MBA students. What makes this achievement even more extraordinary is that it marks the second consecutive year that Lokesh has received the Outstanding GSI Award. That is rare. It is a true testament to your passion for education and the profound impact you continue to make on our talented and amazing MBA students. Your relentless commitment to excellence, your ability to create meaningful, transformative learning experiences are qualities that set you apart and make you truly deserving of this award. Lokesh, congratulations on this well-earned accolade. We are so grateful for your contributions and the lasting influence you have made on this cohort and the Haas community as a whole.
Well, I have a rather lengthy speech, but Scott, I'm going to promise you I'm going to keep it less than what you spoke for. All right, so the Chiefs didn't get their three-peat, so hopefully I can break their jinx. But honestly, I'm just kidding. There are so many outstanding GSIs that teach you throughout your course, and I'm just honored to be here. First off, I want to thank my amazing wife, because most of you know that we had our firstborn during your operations and finance class, and without her, I couldn't have given you all the time that you actually deserve. I would also like to extend my gratitude to the school, the MBA program office, everybody that supported me, but most importantly, the class of MBA 2025. You all just took it to another level, right? That was the pinnacle of this award. Well, I already posted this on LinkedIn, right? Got a few likes and comments. I also used ChatGPT to rewrite it, right? That's the game we're playing today. That's the game we're getting used to today. Some people say that getting an MBA is like playing a game. But to me, getting an executive MBA is like a Squid Game, right? You have to give 200% of your time, not just from yourselves, from your family, your friends, your coworkers, everybody. It takes a village to raise a kid, but it also takes a village to get an executive MBA. What's even more powerful than the diploma and the LinkedIn post are the real connections you have built. Those friendships, those late night texts, the support, the laughter, that's what makes this journey incredible. No AI or app can actually beat that. I'm incredibly grateful for getting this award. It means a lot coming from all of you. To the MBA 25s graduating today, don't let the game wear you down. Be the difference. Keep showing up for each other, keep doing the incredible things you do, and keep building those relationships. Because at the end of the day, that's what truly matters. So, go celebrate. You've earned it. I can't wait to welcome you all to the Alumni Club and keep the conversations going. And if you ever find yourself wondering if the MBA was worth it or thinking about ROI, because we all learned finance, right? Just remember, you've invested in over 70 brilliant minds, a lifelong network, and most importantly, in yourselves. That's value beyond measure. And if you are still unsure, we'll have an office hours next Tuesday at 6 p.m. I won't record it, but I've got you all covered. Congratulations. Go Bears.
It is my distinct pleasure to award the MBA Class of 2025 Valedictorian Award, which is awarded to the student who has earned the highest cumulative grade point average during the entire program. As you all know, this is a remarkable feat, especially in light of the rigor of the MBA program, coupled with her now taking on a new position as Executive Director of Community Imaging for Stanford Healthcare. Please join me in warmly congratulating Stephanie Weinstein.
Thank you. So I'll try to keep it deep and brief, like we've been taught, in my MBA voice. Well, here I am, feeling once again like I shouldn't be standing here. A little secret for you. Me feeling like I'm not enough has been a big part of my life. And maybe you have it too. A feeling of being unworthy, a daytime, nighttime imposter. I have to confess that coming to Haas didn't make it any better. My classmates, wow. So many accomplished professionals who made everything seem easy. I learned just by being in the same room as you. You who led with your lived experiences, you who asked the hard, thoughtful questions, and you who shared freely and showed up for one another. I'm not your valedictorian because I'm the most clever or confident. I have no power or politics. My first startup is floundering, and like many of you, I only passed finance with the help of BJ's tutoring. My sloppy handwritten notes are doodles compared with Kirsten's masterpieces, and I skip both M&A and turnarounds, although come to think of it, missing Goodson's classes may have been my GPA competitive advantage. But in seriousness, I succeeded and we succeeded because of each other. Together, we sought and found our authentic self, although for Jill, there is no other self. Together, we strove to stand for something different that's important. Together, we learned to be competitors, entrepreneurs, and design thinkers, how to unpack, frame, and reframe. And now together we leave Haas so well equipped to enter this most uncertain VUCA world. We graduate today with an impossible thing, a diploma from Haas Business School, a differentiator, a barrier to entry. 2 years ago, we walked through that door and shouted, "Come take my money!" And they most definitely did. But this expensive piece of paper is more than just a vocational key. It's a symbol. It's memories and hard work, sacrifices, so many sacrifices in time, in wealth, in missed moments with loved ones. My daughters asked me again this morning, "Is that over yet?" Is that over yet? A good question. Yes, the classes have come to an end. And yes, today is the ceremony that concludes with a degree. But I have to say to Danielle and Victoria, who are here with me today, I don't think so. I don't think it's over yet, and I don't think it ever will be. The memories and experiences we forged together as a class will stay with me, stay with us for the rest of our lives. And my sincere hope is that the connections that brought us closer together continue to strengthen in the years to come. I'm proud of what we accomplished because what we built wasn't just a better resume or a stronger network. It was a deeper, more complete version of ourselves, and one with hopefully a lot less doubt. Thank you very much.
It is now my pleasure to reintroduce, although I know no reintroductions necessary for the cohort, but for everybody here, our beloved and award-winning member of the MBA faculty, Maura O'Neill. She will assist me in presenting the Defining Leadership Principle Awards. Question the status quo. Berkeley leaders champion bold ideas. We've heard it. Take intelligent risks, and accept sensible failures. And in doing so, they speak their minds. Students nominated this year's Question the Status Quo winner because this student, quote, has an unwavering commitment to challenging the status quo. In their nomination, the cohort shared how this student consistently brings forward ideas that inspire meaningful change. Their efforts have helped their fellow classmates improve on a deeply human level. The cohort praised this student's ability to always question the value of what they're learning, encouraging deeper thought and reflection. This student's commitment to pushing the boundaries of conventional wisdom has made a lasting impact within their community, shaping how classmates think and what they believe is possible. Brian Screener, please come up and accept your EMBA 2012 Question the Status Quo Award.
Confidence without attitude, something that Haas is known worldwide for. Now more than ever, we value confidence with attitude, making decisions based on evidence and analysis, and giving the self-assuredness to act without arrogance, which allows us to lead through trust and collaboration. The EMBA 25 cohort nominated this recipient of the Confidence Without Attitude Award for leading with humility, kindness, and confidence. What's more, they wrote, this student has the ability to balance focus with collaboration, which makes them a true leader, trusted by all. The cohort stated that this recipient has a quiet demeanor, yet exudes powerful leadership. This fellow cohort member is very well respected and sought out for advice from many. Join me in congratulating Jillian Smart as the EMBA 25 Confidence Without Attitude Award.
Student always. The EMBA program is designed for people returning to school and is not a place, as you all are aware, for those who feel they have learned all they need to learn. This EMBA student's lifelong pursuit of personal and intellectual growth demonstrates their commitment to being student always. The 2025 Student Always Award recipient is being acknowledged for having the, quote, humility, curiosity, and dedication to learning which has inspired us all, end quote. One student stated, this student inspired our classroom with humility, curiosity, and dedication to learning. They led by example, enriching classroom discussions and reminding us that growth and learning are lifelong pursuits. Despite all of the students' achievements, they returned to school with an insatiable thirst for knowledge. It is with great admiration that we present the EMBA Class of 2025 Student Always Award to Scott Douglas Jones.
We value those who shape our world by leading ethically and responsibly. taking a longer view in our decisions and actions. The Beyond Yourself Award honors individuals who demonstrate these qualities through selflessness and commitment to others. This individual has been an invaluable support to the cohort, offering self-led study sessions and always prioritizing the success of their peers. Their dedication ensures that his classmates not only understand the material, but also grow together as a community. More than just a classmate, this student is a generous and humble person, the epitome of selflessness. They are a constant presence, prioritizing the success and well-being of those around them. Their actions inspire us to think beyond ourselves, to prioritize community, collaboration, and compassion. It is with great pride that we present the EMBA 25 Beyond Yourself Award to Vijay Pramakta.
Now on to our final award, the Berkeley Leader, given to a student who, according to your nominations, embodies all 4 defining leadership principles. At Berkeley Haas, we believe in developing a different kind of leader, leaders who aren't afraid to think in new ways, champion bold ideas while taking intelligent risks. They speak their minds and are not afraid to challenge convention and make decisions based on evidence and rigorous analysis, along with an understanding of human needs, behaviors, others' perspectives, and thoughts. Their deep knowledge allows them to lead confidently without arrogance, always choosing graciousness. This year's Berkeley Leader recipient has consistently embodied the 4 defining leadership principles. And I will quote from the cohort. This recipient has been a reliable, thoughtful, and supportive member of the cohort, always advocating for positive change, and a champion of many causes behind the scenes. The winner of this award has also been characterized by the cohort as the anchor of this cohort, selflessly going the extra mile for the group, grounded, rational, and pragmatic. They are consistently putting others' success first. This student's ability to listen and offer practical wisdom makes him a true leader. Congratulations, Jillian Smart. You are the recipient of the Class of 25 Berkeley Leader Award. So our esteemed EMBA students have proudly earned their MBA degrees from the University of California, Berkeley, a remarkable achievement that would not have been possible, as you heard earlier, without the steadfast support of their family, friends, and loved ones, many who are here today. We deeply honor the many individuals who have stood beside our EMBAs throughout this extraordinary and transformative journey. All of your encouragement, sacrifices, and unwavering belief in their success has been invaluable. As a small gesture of heartfelt gratitude, each graduate will receive 2 yellow roses, symbolizing thanks and appreciation. These roses are meant to be personally offered by the graduates to their family, friends, and loved ones who have been instrumental in supporting them along the way. This simple yet meaningful act serves as a tribute to the shared effort, resilience, and unwavering support that have made this achievement possible. It is now my pleasure to introduce Professor Sunil Duda, the William D. Crawford Chair in Taxation and Accounting, to assist in presenting your diplomas. Will the degree candidates please rise?
Sean Plotner. Ashish Iyer. Rahul Manohar Prab.
Piyush Sharma. Chris Pardo.
Sumit Mogarkar. Aditi Pandey.
Amarutha Suresh. Peter Shell. Miles Sackler. Romy Akpala.
Kimberly Sotero.
Mo Langlar.
Rachna Raleigh.
Andrew Eubanks.
Shelby Grilly.
Jillian Smart.
Robin Cluley.
Stephen White.
Chrissy Strada.
Stephanie Dueron.
Lucas Reed.
Bridget O'Keefe.
Okay. Narek Tamoyan.
Laura Violet Durtadian.
Brittany Hampton.
Tom Gillespie.
Dennis Murphy. Rushi Parikh.
Jordan Smith.
David E. Franks.
Randall McClear.
Wei Lee.
Christopher Lee Matson.
Stephanie Hartuni.
Kirsten Thompson.
Ashley Danielle.
Alana Pitts McIver.
Mai Chi Win.
Isis Oyela Torres.
Habib Bagchi. Srikant Natarajan.
Sarah Cavell.
Ryan McNaughton.
Brian Screener.
Lauren Hamilton.
Vincent F. Salazar.
Vijay Ramakrishnan.
Jorge Delgadillo.
Satyanarayan Kakul.
Juan Yan.
Jing Su.
Pritam Kumar Das.
Mike Q. Hyun Park.
Farzam Garuhi.
Bala Subramaniam Mukhya. Kishan Chalumuri. Amulya Vishwanath. Zia Dekan Zada.
Rob Rigger.
Angus Chun Pong Lam.
Debbie Aviva Eisenberg.
Edward Chan.
Julene Denecki.
Jill Williamson.
Vinay Kaley.
Anil Ursani.
Stephanie Weinstein.
Scott Jones.
Okay. I saw some beautiful outfits up there. My gosh. Among the 10 and under set in particular. Congratulations to everyone. And now, for the really exciting part, will all of the candidates for the degree Master of Business Administration please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the President of the University of California and the Chancellor of UC Berkeley, I grant you the degree Master of Business Administration. Go ahead and throw your cap in the air. It's now, I'm supposed to ask you to sit down now, if that's possible. Please be seated. It's now official. All of the graduates here have commenced a new lifelong relationship with Berkeley Haas as alumni. We welcome you to this new distinction. As I bring the ceremony to a close, please remain seated as the faculty and new graduates process out of the hall. We invite you to enjoy this beautiful venue for photo opportunities with your new graduates before you proceed to the Haas School for a reception in the O'Donnell Courtyard. Congratulations. Thank you for being here. We've always got your back. Go Bears!